Good morning, delegates, and welcome to the WebMun News. Yesterday, the Secretary General, Maximilian Zangel, officially inaugurated the 5th edition of the Webster Model United Nations. During the inauguration ceremony, 4 renowned keynote speakers shared their knowledge and expertise. The delegates heard from Mr. Wolfgang Fengler, a leading economist from World Bank, Mr. Martin Neserke, a former spokesperson of Ban Ki-moon, Dr. Okhler Sherba, an ambassador of Ukraine to Austria, and closed with a statement from the International Relations Department Coordinator, Mr. Honig. Soon after, the delegates attended their corresponding committee sessions. The 7 interconnecting committees were composed of the Security Council, the European Council, the United UNHCR, the ECOSOC, the Diplomatic Corps, the OPEC, and the Press Committee. In the morning, the UNHCR committee discussed the topic of refugees in Europe. While France took great issue with the EU considerations regarding Brexit, the German delegates stressed finding a common ground on Brexit among EU member states, while stressing a status quo approach to migration flows. However, the Polish delegate expressed their concern about the refugee influxes putting domestic services in Poland at risk, to which Turkish delegate counteracted and suggested demilitarizing war zones to temporarily process refugees entering the continent. In the European Council, the refugee crisis sweeping Europe was also a topic of debate. France was ready to move on from Brexit, but sided with the UK on the refugee crisis. Quote, "Way too much money has been spent on immigration," end quote, the French delegate said. The US, however, was all quiet on the refugee proposal, instead only reaffirming that the United States has played its part in accepting refugees. Finally, the definition of a refugee was hammered out by the Council. Some countries were specific about what type of refugee they would accept inside their borders. In other news, the crisis alert regarding Guatemalan refugees shot dead trying to escape a concentration camp in Mexico started an urgent discussion. The Security Council responded in a concerned manner that urged the Mexican government to clarify the incident. After the Security Council released the press statement, the Mexican delegate responded, quote, "There are refugee camps all along the border. As far as we are concerned, this is coming from one specific voice. We refuse to accept this analogy. The Guatemalan refugees were treated fairly," end quote. A second crisis alert regarded the disappearance of a Saudi Arabian journalist, Khashoggi, in Turkey. Later in the afternoon, the Security Council discussed one of the world's biggest problems, how to solve global terrorism. Disagreements between Russia and the UK over weapon accountability happened, as well as between the Netherlands and Poland in regard to the dissemination of terrorist ideology worldwide. Today, you can expect another productive and insightful day during the committee session, and in the evening, you will have the opportunity to enjoy a traditional Austrian dinner with your fellow delegates and secretariat. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.